Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. These are your hosts, the Cryptosomniacs, here to bring you everything crypto related, where the rich never sleep. We're going to just do some research for you guys, talk about the market and its current state, answer some of your guys' questions. So give me a moment to pull up you guys. You're going to have to keep that laptop down there, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, take the time to answer some of your guys' questions. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. What that does is it allows everyone in the community to know that this video was worth watching. We're going to give away some free cryptocurrency here on the channel. And hopefully I don't go blind with that light.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's start by talking about the market today. So a lot of stuff is in the red. We are below 4,000 again. Bitcoin's current price. A lot of FUD in the market. A lot of stuff is pretty cheap right now. I think it's a great time to buy into some strong coins if you haven't had the opportunity to purchase into some of them. What else do we have? We'll wait a few more minutes for people to join here. We're back at a bear market, so we could be at the beginning of a bear market if we take a look at the current market cap and compare it to what we had in the beginning, or compare it really to the last. Let's take a look at the last 3 months. Not as a severe a pullback as we saw in June or July. However, we have a little bit of a pullback. We've been, stuck. Let's go in even smaller. The last 7 days, we've been range bound, sort of between 140 or so and 150. So we've been consolidating, which I think is more or less a correction, a healthy correction. But we do have the potential to slide, severely, depending upon what happens the next couple days, weeks. We have, Segway happening and a new hard fork coming in November.
Right.
We have, a lot more downside potential. I wouldn't say we are officially in a bear market, but we could be in the beginning of a said market.
Right. We definitely broke our trend from July 15th to basically 4 days ago. So, yeah, something to look at. That was the first time we broke that trend. So, yeah, this could be definitely a beginning of a bear market.
Let me scroll. You buy ETC now. ETC, I think, is at a fairly reasonable price. It's been pretty stable, whereas ETC 1376. They do have new stuff coming. I'm not personally into ETC at the moment.
What's coming up? The Emerald Wallet, right?
The Emerald Project, Emerald Wallet.
Yeah.
They will have dApps launching off of it soon. Isn't Qtum supposed to jump up tomorrow? I would think so. The Qtum mainnet is launching tomorrow.
But I mean, if you just look at that,
Let's go back to the.
if you look at that 7 day, it's rough out there.
It is. We can pull all these down. Qtum, one of the few coins that has done the well over the past 7 days, as well as Lisk. The only two coins inside of the top 20 really that did well over the past week are Qtum and Lisk.
And that's some really major news that Lisk is rebranding and Qtum, the mainnet's launching, and that's huge news. If we compare it to something like Neo, it was up like 200% just because they're rebranding.
So while Lisk and Qtum aren't up a ton over the 7 day, they've held their own rather, as opposed to a lot of the blood that you see above them. They're down 20%, down 10%, down a lot. So, and it's not going to be go look up what's happening to BTC. Down we go. Yeah, we are tumbling.
You want to pull up a chart, the BTC USD chart?
Yeah.
That's really convenient. It's already there.
We are sliding. Let me pull up. I'll leave it here. Let's collapse this.
You want to pull it to 4 hour? Bring it back all the way to July.
So we're at, this right here is kind of the last bit of support that we see, this 3,800 region before all the way back down to the the 3200 level to the say 34, 35, 3600 level. So this should be something interesting to keep an eye on. If we slide below, I don't know, let's say this region here, which we're close to, we could see a lot further downside.
Yeah, definitely.
We have this whole region here where there's not a lot of support until right about there, which is the 3400 mark approximately. So it's something to keep an eye on. If we, if we break this line of resistance, then I'd say we're definitely in a bear market at the beginning of one. What's your entry point on BTC right now? I'd say now is a great entry point. We have support at the 3,800 mark, and we are right about there. We're at the, well, I don't know why I went to that page to look, but right now we're at 3,900. This is a pretty good price to buy into Bitcoin.
I mean, I think it could drop even lower. If we want to look at the order books, click on the order books right there.
But I highly advocate laddering. You don't want to buy all in at once. Right. This is a great buying opportunity right now at 3,800, 3,900, wherever we're at. This is a great buying opportunity, but you should stagger your orders. You don't want to go all in at once. There is potential downside to the $3,200 or $3,600 mark, and there's no guarantee we could pop up back to 5,000, next week. That It's not, either or could happen. Bitcoin is great long term, so if you're holding on to it for the long term, there really isn't much of a bad buy price. Right. Today is one of the better days. Would you rather buy it when it's up 30% or when it's down 10%? So we have a good
almost $3 million to get back to our 4,000 price, though. That's rough.
But
again, yeah, I mean, these are whales also manipulating the market. There's a lot of FUD going around. Even what did we see today? Charlie Lee's FUD. That was next level FUD right there.
Charlie's Lee tweet posted about what did he say? A couple of Chinese exchanges going down. I forget what he said exactly.
A couple of Chinese exchanges going down, and then he spreading all this FUD, similar to what Fluffy Pony did actually with his big announcement. And the big announcement was no announcement, and that drove the price down like 30%. But obviously, Charlie Lee's a smaller figure than Fluffy Pony for Monero.
Yeah, the JP Morgan CEO also said that Bitcoin is fraudulent, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's going to collapse or something, right?
His company is involved with Bitcoin, and he's well aware of that. So, in my opinion, it's just a lot of market manipulation from big-time players. There's an article somewhere that I read that his daughter's invested in Bitcoin. So he's well aware of this. Major institutions, are able to manipulate the market like this. How do we know when to sell? I bought and held Neo from 8, never sold when it hit 50. Anytime you see something parabolic, you should sell at least some. I don't I advocate laddering, whether it be buying or selling, in whatever direction. So you should have sold some. When you see Neo spike like that, it's very, it's unusual to go up that much in a short amount of time. It doesn't. It has to correct itself. So if you didn't sell already, I wouldn't sell.
Right.
But anytime you see something like that, for example, coins today, I think like Trigger, OK Cash, they're hot today and they'll be gone tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, whatever.
Right.
So you don't want to. If you see something shoot up super high like that, it's usually a good indicator to sell some off.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely don't sell all of it off because it could be going on another moon mission. Like I sold off at $90 some Monero, and it kept going up. Obviously I kind of regret that decision, but you never know. All these coins, it's so much volatility. So you never know. It's always better to take some profit than to not take any at all.
Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you're watching this. What this does is it lets other people in the community to know that this video was worth watching. What's your entry point for BTC? We got that. So yeah, if I were to set a price, I would set it right around now, and then I would set another one probably in the. Let me pull up a. You could set one now for the $3,900 region. You could set another perhaps at 34.50.
So yeah, I would tighten that up a little bit. Oh wait. Oh, I guess this isn't a trend line. So the trend line I was looking at that we finally broke is right here. We've been traveling. That's been our lowest low, for the last 2-3 months, and we finally broke that right around 4 or 5 days ago, and that's a really big indication. And if we look at the MACD here, I'm gonna type in MACD, and if we look at the MACD here, not only on the 4 hour is it down, but on the 1 hour, on the 1 day, it's also going down, and it's dropping quick. But if we pull it out to 3 days, you could still see okay, it's crossed. Maybe we've hit our peak somewhere, and we still look at the week. Even the week looks a little bit iffy there, with the blue line coming right down, the short line. There's a 12-day moving average, or 12 candle moving average rather. So yeah, definitely looks like we may have hit a peak, or maybe this is just China FUD. This is definitely not like any of the other drops we've seen in the past. With the hard fork and uncertainty in July, that was a pretty big drop, and it's definitely nothing like we saw in July.
Do you guys use Twitter with research of coins?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not like a huge news resource, but it's people do respond to the news on Twitter. For example, Charlie Lee's tweets of Lightning Network a couple of weeks ago made LTC spike in price.
And I know Vitalik and Charlie Lee are both very active on Twitter.
Vitalik.
Vitalik, sorry.
Anyone
Vitalik.
that's not aware, his name's pronounced Vitalik, not Vitalik.
Yeah.
So yeah, Twitter's fine. Do you pyramid in certain percentages? 25%, 25%. What do you think he means? I'm not sure what he means, but you mean like laddering in?
Yeah. Do you think we ladder in?
If you mean like laddering in, like you should stagger your buy orders. You shouldn't,
buy all at once. Right?
Buy all at once.
I think a sound philosophy is to accumulate over, buying in it all at once.
And similar, on the sell side too, sell on the way up. If you see something going parabolic overnight, sell a portion of it off, but not all of it, because if it continues to go up, then you missed out on that gain. So sell, if it goes up even higher, sell off more, and not even all of that, just in case. We never recommend buying in all at once. Head and shoulders playing out. Potentially, we could see a little bit of a... Where's my pen? Right here. Shoulder
right.
One.
Head.
The head. And maybe another shoulder right here.
I definitely think we're gonna pull back up a little bit. Unless there's major news in China, I don't think we're gonna pull up significantly, but it's definitely looking not good.
If BTC breaks the resistance line, should we sell all our coins or just hold it all through the bear market? It's really up to you. I think in general, if you're in safe coins, you can, invest in them, buy them today, and you don't really have to worry too much. You could, come back in a year from now and be all right for the most part.
Right.
Only a few coins. For example, Ethereum, Bitcoin, I think are really your two safest bets.
Right. But I definitely wouldn't sell all your coins. I really think, if you're not vigilant for a day or two, it could come skyrocketing right back up. I know everyone's predicting the drop. That's fine, but no one's predicting the retrace back, right?
It is true.
Back to the 4,500 range. So I definitely wouldn't sell all of it.
Also, there's a lot of other options you have aside from just straight selling all of your coins. There's a couple other things that I think you should invest in or look to diversify your portfolio from. Bitcoin, for example, just a couple off the top of my head. Ethereum, I think, will do
Yeah.
really well through the end of the year.
No, I completely agree, especially with all the upgrades coming.
And could be one option. You have USD Tether, which is kind of cashing all out, but that's one option. You have Litecoin, which I think everyone should hold, and may continue to do well in turn. In July, Litecoin did really well when you charted it against Bitcoin. There's some stuff going on with Lightning Network and Litecoin, which could bode well for it. I think everyone should hold Bitcoin Cash, which is fundamentally different from Bitcoin.
Right.
So you can look to diversify a little bit from just Bitcoin into some other things that might do, well during a bearish market for Bitcoin. And maybe you do look to sell some of it off. Maybe you do look to use USD Tether. I think there's money to be made everywhere. For example, we've been stressing the past couple of weeks to take a look at things like Omise Go and Qtum, and you can see Omise Go over the last 7 days has done relatively well compared to the rest of this. So has Qtum. So there's money to be made in the market. It's just a matter of finding it. Something, for example, ARK has done extremely well the past several days.
Right.
So there are options in money.
It actually
to be
broke
made.
4 today and came back down, but
So, you don't have to sell off everything.
and just to say it, if you're like brand new here, you're just entering crypto, it's not the best time to come in right now. For like the next month or so, because if we look back at the chart here, this huge run up right here was kind of like they said this is going to keep dropping. Oh, this is just a dead cat bounce, and everyone's okay. We're going to go back to normal. It's going to drop, and then it keeps rising, drops, keeps rising. So we don't know the future yet. It could obviously still rise. These trend lines right here, they've been broken, they've been dipping, and they come right back. So don't lose heart in Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of market enthusiasm, and people are learning about it every day. More investors are pouring in every day. I think it's like by the hundred thousands of per week are signing up to Coinbase, which is by far the easiest one to get involved. Fiat to Bitcoin as quick as you can.
I know you said, well, that sucks. I just entered the market, Opium Fish 13. You said it may be a bad time. Actually,
it's a bear market right now, so you're not going to see these huge gains. You may see up to 15, 20.
Into the market. When people are in fear, that's when you want to enter the market. And like I said earlier, you don't want to buy in all at once because there is more potential downside. But this, in my opinion, is a good time.
But like especially we've been trading crypto for 3 or 4 years, so we're used to the volatility. It dumps down to 30% less. It's just another day in the life of a crypto trader, really. So we're kind of seasoned in that method. But if you're used to the traditional market and you see these 15% drops in a single day, you're obviously going to be on a little edge. So if you just look at it historically over the past 3 months, it's not a bad time, to be invested in Bitcoin. I think everyone's pretty happy with their gains if they entered within March.
I'm just going to pull up some other charts and go over a few entry points for some things that I would suggest getting into if you're not already. Omise Go is actually at a really good price to buy right now. Where's our big run up? We've been in a pretty good upward trend for a while now.
Right. I think if you go to the 1 week, Sam, go to the 1 week. Zoom out.
1 week's way too much.
So you're using Bittrex. So you got. Oh wait, this is OMG. Whoops, yeah. I thought this was Bitcoin. My bad. Whoops.
Let me take a look at this. We have some support right here at this current level, 00260. Which isn't a bad time to get in. There's actually a lot of news coming out for OMG. I know someone here said Exodus or My Ether Wallet for OMG. I use My Ether Wallet. Either is probably acceptable.
Right.
What is the best wallet for OMG? Yeah, like I said, I use My Ether Wallet, which gives you your private key. What broker do you use? I'm on Gemini, but you can only trade. There's a bunch of different exchanges. Bittrex, Poloniex. Binance?
No, but I think he's talking about from fiat to
Fiat.
to. So yeah,
Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, CoinSpot.
even local bitcoins if you want, or Bitcoin ATM. If you just Google Bitcoin ATM, surprisingly they're a lot. Granted, we live in Los Angeles, so there's obviously going to be a lot of techie things around here, but there might be one in your city.
Sis right now.
Yes, Sis. I think they're coming out with their first platform. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think
Everything just took a dip right now with Bitcoin. It looks like a good time to buy in for a lot of this stuff. Honestly, this is a pretty good point to get in if you're looking to Sis. I don't know exactly what Sis does, but just pulling up the chart, it looks like a pretty good time to get in.
I mean, it's dipped below its previous low right there, in September.
Let's pull up the stochastic RSI. So very oversold right now.
Yeah. But the MACD doesn't look very healthy right there. It still looks like it needs to find its bottom a little bit until you see that the short term moving average, the 12-day moving or 12 candle moving average, kind of level out. That's where you really know where your bottom is.
Do me a favor, if you guys are just joining us, hit that thumbs up button. What that does, it lets other people in the community to know that this video was worth watching. How come you don't go to the top of the candle, the line part? Because the candle, the wick part, oftentimes are not the middle of the candle here, right here, is where it opened and where it closes, or in a red candle rather, the open price is at the top and the close price is at the bottom. The wicks are just orders that were outside of that.
Yeah, high and lows.
Not very. I'm not gonna say outliers because they were purchased, but I don't really like to include them when I do my Fibonacci retracements. I just like to go to the open and close.
They're not indicative of the candle average.
If the world shows some good support soon, they will hopefully show the force behind change is strong, I reckon. Can you guys explain a little how to sell in a good price after a break? Or always sell too early or lost the time and the price drops a lot? By the way, I bought your beginner course and I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Raphael. Yeah, we offer a course over on Udemy. It's $10 to get started on cryptocurrency. The link is in the top of our banner of our YouTube profile and in the description below. It's $10. You get everything you need to learn in cryptocurrency. But back to your question, can you guys explain a little how to sell in at a good price after a break? I'm a little confused on what you mean exactly. How to spot a good price or good time to sell?
Yeah, so a good price to sell after a breakout.
If that's what you mean.
I first of all, you should never sell all your coins.
Correct.
It's maybe for a quick flip on a terrible coin with no good fundamentals, not a good team, not a good marketing, not a good community. Definitely go ahead and sell all your coins. But something like BTC, ETH, OMG, I definitely do have the hodling mentality a little bit. I think it's better to be an investor over a trader during bear markets.
What's the guy next to you called? Snay. That's his name.
Yes. Hello.
But yeah, anytime anything goes like parabolic is when I look to sell it off, and never all at once. If you see something like Neo rise to $60 tomorrow, sell it. Sell some. So hopefully that answers your question. I want to just go over some Q prices for you guys for some popular coins, and if any of you guys have anything, you leave them in the side below and we'll cover them. Let's start with Litecoin and Bitcoin. Everything is actually at a good range to buy right now. Litecoin's consolidating. Let's go to Litecoin USD.
It's really trying to find support, but it's wearing thin.
It's got support right in this region.
Yeah, but look, it keeps breaking lower and lower and lower. Look at that. It already broke through all those sell orders.
These right here are all.
Yeah, but look, the candle broke through all the sell orders. So, the conditional sell orders, you also have to consider that. They're not in the order books a lot of the time, but there are a lot of conditional sell orders where people put it right behind the wall saying, this wall will never break. But, yeah.
I think Litecoin is consolidating, and somewhere in the 60 region is a pretty good price for Litecoin.
Right.
$61 mark. I'm stuck on one trade on LTC at minus 34. I have another at 17. If you were in this, would you sell on the minus 34 and buy in at a cheaper price? Battling. It depends what coins. I'm really not sure. I think Litecoin is great long term.
Yeah. I do too. That's actually my preferred method of transferring money. I think I like holding BTC, of course, because it's stable and it's a good store of value. Obviously, you won't see as much volatility in BTC as you will in LTC because it's a smaller market cap. Yeah, pretty much. It's a smaller market cap, so there's less enthusiasm, less people FOMOing in and FOMOing out.
Sneh, you mentioned something about making less returns in a bear market. What can one expect to make per month during a bear market? Is 25 to 30% profit per month on trades a reasonable goal?
I mean, there's money to be made in bear markets, right? But it's all really news driven. We're at such an early stage in cryptocurrency, where almost like the world economic collapse in 2008. The United States kind of brings everyone down with them because they hold so much percentage of the world market, and that's kind of what BTC is. BTC owns 47% of the entire crypto market. 47%. That's a huge amount. So when that comes down, there's a lot of things that are tied down to it as well. And there's a really good correlation chart out there that shows how correlated all the top coins are to it, and all of them have some degree of correlation. None of them are negatively correlated to Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin goes down, it's not a sure thing any of them will go up. So yeah, it's tough to make money. Hedge your bets a lot. Transfer out into fiat or USDT.
That's why you should never really have more than. I think 20% for any one coin is a lot. I think you have to diversify your portfolio and stay diverse and invest in different things, which I think helps during any market. Really, you never want to be all in on one coin. I think anything over 20% personally is a lot. Bitcoin Connect, BCC or hype? You can comment on Bitcoin Connect. I think you know more about it.
Okay.
Litecoin block discovered.
If anything was to get regulated, if the regulations started coming down for a lot of these lending ICOs or, pretty much these lending ICOs where you're taking out loans and stuff, that is going to be the first thing regulated. If there's any sort of regulation on Bitcoin, the lending or cryptocurrency in general, lending will be the first thing hit. So I'm always very scared about it. And second of all, BitConnect has kind of like I don't want to say pyramid scheme, but a pyramid scheme feel to it, where you need people pumping in the market, and they can artificially inflate the Bitcoin coin price. So just something to be wary of.
Can you discuss how we find the bottom of this correction through TA? So I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin USD chart.
Make sure you go to GDAX.
And let me go. Let's go to the daily chart for something like this. So there's no official way. No one can pinpoint the bottom. But what you want to look at are previous areas of support. So to see what regions it might bounce upon. You can see we have support in this region here. This is one area of support. Just looking at the history, you can see the previous indicators, and usually the closer that these lines of support and resistance are to the current date, that have more meaning and more value. So for example, this region of support has less meaning than this region of support right here. But if you just look, you can see the next region of support doesn't come until about this region here, from this candle, which is in the 3,400 region. And then somewhere from here to here are your next two levels of support, that region there and this region here, somewhere in the 32 to 3,400 region. So there's no way to predict where the bear market will end exactly, but you can look at previous support and resistance levels. We don't have much support after that. We kind of went up really fast until this region here. So if we broke the 32 to 3400 region, we would quickly slide back down, in my opinion, to the 2800 region in this here. Something else you can also use are Fibonacci retracements, and I love to use them a lot. You go from bottom to peak, and a lot of times you'll see pullbacks after a large increase or spike in price to my favorite region here, the 61.8% region. And I'm going to draw a box for you right here. A lot of times we see pullback to this region here after any large increase or spike in price. So it would not surprise me at all to see Bitcoin pull back to somewhere in this region here and consolidate around the 3,000 market or even sub 3,000.
And so Goldman Sachs, they predicted the 4,800 rise. They said it was going to go to 4,800 or around there and then drop. And their institution,
it will end.
They're looking at a buy price at 2,800, which is right in the middle of this little blue box right here. And there's a lot of smart minds behind that company. Obviously, it's a different ball game. This is not the traditional market. A whale could come in and completely mess up anything that they're trying to do, any kind of shorting or bearish movement they try to do. And another good way to find the bottom is obviously your MACD. You want to make sure this blue line and this red line is going to cross soon, kind of almost like from a negative slope to a positive slope. That's another good way. And the final way that you could really find good support and resistance lines is you could use the order book. And the order book really shows buy walls and sell walls. So the buy wall and sell wall is pretty much how many BTCs behind that price. And people in these buy walls and sell walls, you can really see the bears and the bulls kind of fighting it off. So yeah, like there's significant buy pressure here, and there's a lot of sell pressure as well. But we'll see who wins out. Obviously everyone always pulls for the bears. Unless you're predicting to short the market, then it's good for you as well. So
when do you use Fibonacci retracements from top to bottom on a bear trend? You can use them, in a bear trend, you can use them inversely. So in a bull market, you can go from bottom to top, or in a bear trend, you can go, if I delete this, you can use it the other way around, just like this. Hold on one sec, Fib retracement, you can go from top to bottom. And what the Fibonacci retracements help to show you are just basically key levels of support and resistance, and areas where we might run into that same support and resistance again. So you can use them in either direction, top to bottom or bottom to top.
And for parabolic breakouts, it's really nice too. Like if, say for example, where did it go? Is this it? Fib retracement. How do I reverse this? Okay. So if we scroll a little bit further out, auto scale, we could kind of see the levels that it broke. Obviously, this is a little bit of a small time frame, but here we could do it like this, and we can kind of see what the next level, Fibonacci level, is going upwards. And these are usually pretty good for parabolic movements, like this here. Like it's just kind of accurate. It's also a pretty good way to check it out.
I hate when you read the chart that way. How do I go back? Format.
And then reverse. You can click reverse right there.
Reverse.
Yeah.
I just never look at it that way.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Zcoin? I don't know anything about it. We'll pull up the chart. Zcoin. Let's find out the XZC. Bittrex. So I don't know anything about this coin, but just looking at where it is right now, I think actually would be a good time to get in. I don't know anything about it, but it looks like it's got a good support in this region right where it's at. Very historically, very far back support, all in this region right here. So looks like a good price to buy right now.
And if you look at the MACD, it looks like it really looks like it's coming back and wanting to come back up. So it's always good. It still shows downward movement, but
Very oversold though right now.
yeah, very very oversold right now in the stoichiometric RSI.
What indicator were you using there? Parabolic something? I missed that.
No, it's just
a fib retracement.
Fib retracement, and then you just hit reverse on it, and it shows all the upward movement as well.
If we see Bitcoin hit the 3,000 support levels, do you guess that altcoins also fall?
100%.
Yes, a lot of them will. Like I said, there's a lot of different things that you can look to invest in to stay on top of the market. Like we said, if we look at the last 7 days of some of these coins, we've been stressing to get into things like Qtum and Omise Go a lot in our Moon Lounge group. Whoops. And they've done very well over the past 7 days. And, so there's money to be made anywhere. And if you're interested in joining the Moon Lounge is where we disclose all of our trades daily basis. And it really helps steer you guys and keep you on track. It's $100 per month. We have some seats open for October. If you're interested, you can join. The link is below in this video, as well as the banner of the YouTube profile right here, right there on Moon Lounge. You can also email me at cryptosomniac@gmail.com right here to learn more about it, or to pay via cryptocurrency right here, my email. So if you're interested, like I said, we disclose our portfolios to you guys and what we're looking forward for the weeks and days and months ahead, and disclose it all real time and keep you guys on track. So if you're interested in something like that, head over there.
Right. And it's kind of a blessing though, because there's an Ether price. Ether price. There's an big Ether event coming up, which is Metropolis, in the mid-October, possibly early October, and right after that in November, there's going to be pretty big news about the hard fork or the possible hard fork. Now, I think there's probably going to be a hard fork, but that's just my assessment for Segwit 2x. So it'll be nice to kind of shift money back into Ether and see Ether a nice pump. I'm not saying that will happen, but it's definitely a really nice possibility. I mean, Ether's already broken that 300, that psychological 300 level right there.
Can you recommend me good coins for scalp trading? I'm not really I don't like to invest in shit coins. I like to do my research and invest in projects that I think do well and are undervalued, long term. So I'm not going to suggest anything that is a shit coin, but you can certainly take risks on things that are smaller.
Right. I definitely think most of your portfolio should be in good projects, but it's definitely nice to take a risk once in a while, because there are good projects down here below the 100 rank of market cap, even below like the 75. There are some good projects out here that we don't know will come up yet. They're all very speculative. Their teams aren't proven. So there's a lot of uncertainty about these, and once their projects go live and you see how well they actually do and how good the team reacts and the marketing campaigns they have, I think it's good to take a risk at a very small percentage of your portfolio, though.
Is it better to buy the Qtum Ether price and the Bitcoin price? So I don't know what you mean by maybe. In Bitcoin price, Qtum is currently this number here, so I don't know what you mean by 1232. In Ethereum, it's Ethereum price, it's 0.045. Neither or makes a difference. It's just that's the Qtum price equivalent if you were to purchase in Ethereum versus if you were to purchase in Bitcoin. It doesn't matter which you purchase in. Yes, they're two different prices because the price of a Bitcoin is different than the price of an Ether.
Right, and it's also two different. Those pairings are two different markets. So people who trade in and out of Ether to Qtum, it'll be a whole other order book. Obviously, it'll be similar prices, but think of it like a different market, right? There'll be arbitrage between there, but they won't be exact prices.
Yeah, they're always in flux. Where is your most trusted source for crypto news? I need a source that fact checks and authored by people who understand the crypto.
We are working on that. Yeah, we are working on that. We have an exciting website that is going to launch soon, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I use CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, the Merkle. What else? Medium. Cointelegraph, Medium, Steemit.
There's a lot of other people on YouTube that are worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely stay educated. Don't only specifically watch us, but we do try to consolidate everything into a nice little package here. But also Reddit, and Bitcoin Talk. And obviously each of the Slacks, if you're really interested in the specific project. Most projects have their own Slack that you can get invited to.
I think it's usually pretty good if you're heavy on a project to get inside the Slack group and ask, good questions and just read some of the responses that some of the people have to other questions and how thought-provoking they are. Do they blow them off with, easygoing, lame answers, or are they helpful?
Right. And some of these Slack questions and some of these developers maybe say too much information and they kind of give dates and specific dates and what exactly is going to happen on these dates. And, it's really good information to have because that really dictates price. Everyone knows here in cryptocurrency that news really drives price, really drives price because the market cap isn't big enough where, people could just sit in there and forget about it. There's a lot of incoming people that are really excited about Bitcoin and they keep track of it, and so they pull their money out as soon as they hear FUD. So yeah.
And a lot of projects, the members inside the Slack team will usually be, happy to answer some of your guys' questions. Some of them, some may hype a project up with, lame answers, but you usually, people like to talk about their project and you can find good information there. Do me a favor, if you guys can, hit that thumbs up button. What this does, it allows other people to know that this video was worth watching. Derek Shields just bought your Udemy course. Can you give an overview of the fib methodology? Another YouTube channel does live trading based on fibs with triangles on buy or sell, but I don't understand it at all. If you bought the Udemy course, just go straight to the TA section if that's what you're interested in. There's a whole 10-15 minute section just on using Fibonacci retracements alone, as well as a couple of other tools to use in TA. And if you still have questions, feel free to ask.
Ascending triangles, descending triangles, you're following wedges, how to read candlesticks properly. It's all in there. When do you guys speculate Neo's price will recover?
Yeah, probably once we start to see news that the ICOs and China regulations have been regulated. We saw a nice little price increase shortly after. There was an article that was published about Neo potentially, and let me zoom in a little bit because you can't see it on this chart. If we go to 2 hours, you can see we had this huge drop off right here because of the China FUD initially. That was the first news we got of it. Then I think there's an article that came online slightly after that said the ICO regulations were implemented and were necessary and that they might only be temporary while they figure out ways to let investors invest in them improperly, and we saw a spike. And then we got just more FUD again about Chinese exchanges going down and all this other news, and we've we're at the bottom right here, in my opinion. We bottomed out. There's a lot of support in this region. Once we start to see some of this go away and blow over, that's when we'll see Neo's price recover and a lot of the other Chinese coins specifically. And
it's forming a nice little triangle here. Whoops.
And you'll start to see that recover once the FUD is over. And until then, you're probably not going to see a whole lot of movement. Did anyone buy into the Black Moon ICO yesterday? I did, to the moon. I thought the Black Moon ICO is very interesting. I like how they have an 80% buyback on their tokens, but again, I think that ICO is over, so I don't want to talk too much on it. Just bought your Udemy course. So hit that thumbs up button if you guys are here with us. That allows other people in the community to know that this video was worth watching.
Wow, it is breaking down right now.
It's got good support though. Where it's at.
Yeah, it's got decent support. Let's go look at the order books here. Yeah, it definitely has decent support. On the sell side, it's not too much compared to the buy side right now.
News does drive the price, except for Ethereum over the past month. It's hard to watch all the good news come out for Ethereum and the price not be affected. Any insights to this? Just coupled with Bitcoin. Ethereum, I think we have the news, but it's not all here. Ethereum upgrade is still coming. The first, I don't even think there's a set date yet for the first hard fork with this, which is Byzantium. It's coming either October 4th or September 22nd, either block 4.3 million or 4.4 million. And there's no set official release date for that yet, nor is there an official release date for Constantinople, the second part of Ethereum, or Metropolis. And we have Casper down the road. There's a lot of stuff coming out for Ethereum. We have Raiden Network, or Raiden being tested on the testnet right now. Plasma, white papers being developed for them. And a lot of it, I think, is still yet to come. Let's pull up the Ethereum chart.
All right. Oh, and also, if you guys are using Coinigy or TradingView, you want to make sure, go to GDEX. You want to use the exchange with the most volume in it, because that gives you the most accurate representation of the prices.
What are we going back to? July. So yeah, Ethereum has yet to see this. I want to go back to Bitcoin, not USD Tether.
Oh, did I go to?
I noticed that we sort of completed this whole cycle right here.
But look at that level of consolidation. That's amazing. Look, we've hit that low right there. We've hit that low right there. Whoa. We hit that low 3 times already. So, yeah, wow. It's remarkably consolidating.
Do you expect a big pullback in Qtum after their mainnet launch? Perhaps a little bit of some. I still like Qtum very much long term. I think it's a great project.
Right.
Usually after any mainnet launches for anything, there usually is a little bit of pullback, but there's a lot of good news planned for Qtum even after the mainnet launch.
Oh, Royce, I think he's in our moon launch.
Lol, Casper was supposed to happen last year. Casper was initially, a lot of this stuff got delayed, and that's okay though. I mean, they're testing everything and making sure it works fine. Casper, I think, is set for next year right now, and I think Casper will continue to, I think it'll actually be delayed perhaps even further to 2019. How do you compare a good price to buy a coin against BTC? Too used to looking against the dollar. I mean, that's a little bit vague of a question. You look at it historically, see where it's been, see where it's going.
And the dollar's very weak right now. And on top of that, we're going into a bear market. So in my mind, that really solidifies that, or not. It's not a really confirmed bear market yet. It's just a small break from the trend that we've been going back since July. So, but in my mind, since the dollar's already really weak, yeah, it's giving me a lot of uncertainty right now. But I will never be completely out of the market, because that's just not.
You never know when you're going to miss the next moon mission.
Exactly. Somebody could say, hey, like Donald Trump could go on the news tomorrow and say, hey,
I just bought Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is huge, buy Bitcoin, and that will drive the price up, obviously, very high. And if you're not on the market, and, it's easy to miss 12 hours. And that's another thing about the market, about the crypto market compared to the traditional market, is that, 9 to 5 is the traditional market. It's only 8 hours. Here, 1 day is equivalent to the 3-day volatility you'll see in the traditional market.
Not even. Yeah. You'll never see 40% swings in 3 days.
I mean, sometimes you do, but it's very rare. But here, it feels like it happens a lot, right? It happens a lot.
Do you attend any blockchain or cryptocurrency conferences? Any recommendations on the best? We live in LA, and there's a lot here. I don't know where you are specifically, but
you're going to BlockCon.
There's many in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
It depends where you're at. I know New York has a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
You just Google blockchain conferences, Bitcoin conferences, Ethereum meetups.
Mm-hmm. The consensus is usually held.
There's a lot, though. I mean, it really depends what areas of the world you live in. You can just, Google them and find them. If you guys haven't hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button. What that does, it allows other people in the community to know that this was worth watching. And I think we're going to wrap. Actually, let's give away some free crypto as well before we head off. Normally, I give out free crypto to the last video that has been shared on Facebook or Twitter. If you're not a member of the Facebook community, join. We have a really strong strong community of people over there, over 5,000 members, and growing. A lot of great information here. I'm gonna find my last video. Well, actually, let's first figure out if it's.
And I think it's important to have that sense of community because it's so new. You know, you can't go down the street to your neighbor and talk about the market like you could do with a traditional market. You can't open up a paper and be like, oh, yeah, the price is really down today. Or I guess you can't really open up the paper. You can't turn on Bloomberg and really see it. And so it's good to talk to people and, you know, especially like-minded people. That's why we really try to drive this sense of community, positive community.
So 1 for Facebook, 2 for Twitter.
9.
And we got a 1, so 1 for Facebook. So I'm going to search for the last video I posted. All you got to do is share this on Facebook or Twitter to be eligible to win some free cryptocurrency. And where is my last video? These don't always do the best job. I know my last video was on VibeHub. Let me see if I can find it. VibeHub, August 22nd, 25th, September 10th. Here it is. So 18 shares. So we will use a number between 1 and 18 to give away some free crypto. And number 4. Who is number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. So Colin O'Brien. I will tag you. Let's do this. Let's snip this out. Snip. Colin O'Brien. I will post your name in the Facebook group. Colin O'Brien, winner of today's free cryptocurrency giveaway. So get in contact with me, Colin. We'll get you taken care of. So all you have to do is share this video on Facebook or Twitter afterwards to be eligible. I think that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. If you have any other questions or comments, like I said, feel free to join us on the Facebook group. Got a large community member there. We try to get on and do these videos 3-4 times a week at night. And we also take one-on-one appointments. There's a button in the description below. A lot of people just want to chat about their portfolio or how to set up wallets once or twice a month, whether it be, you know, if it's portfolio management, some people like to sit and talk once or twice a month. You can click this button here or in the link below. And lastly, the Moon Lounge is an opportunity where we disclose all of our trades, previous, past, and in the future, and help you guys, you know, stay on top of the market and whatnot. So you can also join that using this link here or the link in the video below. Hit that thumbs up button if you're not subscribed already. Please hit that subscribe button. We do these videos here every day, and these live chats, live videos, you know, 3 or 4 times a week. So
yeah, this is pretty recent for us to move over to YouTube, but we've been doing this for a while on Facebook.
So thank you all for watching and tuning in, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon. And remember, stay a crypto-somniac because the rich never sleep.